Welcome to the Changepreneurs Podcast. We are a team of coaches from around the world and we bring conversations that spark change. I'm Roshni Radhakrishnan and with me co hosting today is Inayat Sehgal. Welcome, Inayat.
Thank you.
Through various guests, we try and bring to you stories of positivity, inspiration, motivation, and meaningful change. Mahatma Gandhi had said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Today, we have with us he who has embodied the essence of this quote. He's a devoted social worker, an inspiring educationist, an influential orator, and a very dear friend of mine, Yajurvendra Mahajan. I first met him in 2017, and from that very conversation, his journey and stories moved me to tears and awakened in me a sleeping spirit of doing more in life. The work he does is incredibly challenging, yet he carries it out with a smile on his face and positivity in his heart. His vision is to build an inclusive society by ensuring equal educational opportunities for all. In 2005, he founded Deepstambh Foundation, which was honored with the National Award for Excellence in Empowering People with Disabilities in 2023. Among his many accolades, he has received the Master Dinanath Mangeshkar Anandmayi Award, the National Helen Keller Award, the Social Reformer Agarkar Award, and many more. Deepstambh Foundation's Manobal is India's first residential institute providing free training for competitive exams, technology, and personality development to persons with disabilities, orphans, transgenders, and economically disadvantaged students. Located in Jalgaon, Maharashtra, with a center in Pune, Manobal is transforming lives through education and empowerment. Beyond this, Yajurvendra has spearheaded several transformative programs, including the Read India, Lead India movement in rural areas, teacher and parent trainings across India, and the Parivartan program for persons with disabilities, and many others. His impact on social empowerment is truly inspiring. He's a humble and simple human being with much love and affection in his heart. As a motivational speaker, he has touched lives across India and internationally. And today, he joins us on Changepreneurs to share his incredible journey and insights. A warm welcome to you, Yajurvendra.
Thank you so much, Roshni and Inayat. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. That was a very nice introduction, I must say, Roshni.
So soothing and
Yeah.
giving me very good vibes,
So, how are you feeling, Yajurvendra, in the beginning of our episode now? That
That's,
Roshni so beautifully introduced you.
yeah. And it is because she is really connected with the work. These are
Yeah.
not the words only. And this is not a skill only. It is always from the bottom of the heart, and then you are very different at expression. So thank you very much, Roshni.
Thank
So, let's start our episode.
Yeah.
All right. Excited to know you, Yajurvendra. So, Roshni and you have been friends, but I'm very curious to know a lot about you. So, let's start with your childhood. Where were you born and brought up? Tell us a little about that, please.
Yeah, actually, I'm from North Maharashtra region. The
Okay.
name of the place is Jalgaon
Mm-hmm.
and a small town, Erendol. Okay. My
Okay.
father was a doctor in rural area and he used to have practice like uh, Dharmarth dispensary, that is social dispensaries.
Okay.
And till my 12th, I was a very routine, ordinary boy. Ordinary means not ordinary actually, but a happy go lucky boy.
Mm-hmm.
Always with friends, always with sports, and so many extracurricular activities. I was not focused to study a lot. And it is because I didn't have any sort of goal in my life. And it was like same people around, and let's do something same in life. That was the thing with me. Many people in my family wishes that I should excel and so many things as routine happens in the family. But it was not my wish. I used to think that, okay, at middle level, it is very good. Getting 60% marks, happy. Nobody can scold you and nobody can distribute sweets for you. So, but you know what happened? When I was in first year of my graduation, I happened to attend one lecture, first lecture in my life, and it was about the life of Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
I could understand only 50% of the lecture. Some of the words were very heavy, that renunciation of the life and let us overcome. So that was about our country and everything, but I couldn't understand. But I could sense the different life of Swami Vivekananda. You know, Otherwise, I had seen people waking up morning, going to work, coming back from work, being with the family, watching television, they are sleeping, once again they are waking up, and that's it. One day they are off. This was the first person in my life I could see, oh my God, what kind of life he had. And after 200, 300 years, people remember him, giving lectures about him. So, what is the special about it? So, I came to know that he had devoted all his life for the society and he had awakened the society like anything. So, I become very curious about this way of living. And then I used to ask several questions to my friends about him. So, they gave me one book written on him. So I started reading books. This is first book in my life in first year of my college. Before that, I had never read a book. And these two things started transforming my life. I could sense that who am I, what strength I have as a human being, what is religion, what is society, why we are here, koham, soham. These are the two questions in Indian philosophy and religion. Who am I and why I am here?
Yeah.
These are the important questions. And I started thinking about it. I made then Subhash Chandra Bose through books. I made Mahatma Gandhi ji. I made Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. All these people then had a very deep impact on my thought process. And then I excelled like anything. I topped the university for 3 years because I could sense my potential, and I'm unstoppable. Two thoughts inspired me a lot. One, you are a true human if you serve the community. Okay. Service to human is service to God. And the sentence like, if you are a human being, you have tremendous potential in you, whoever you are. But if you are a human being, you can do anything, whatever you think that you will become. These were the sentences which changed my life and thought process. And that was like my childhood. And one thing I would like to mention from the beginning, wherever there is need of something, somebody needs help, I used to be always there first. This was my childhood memories.
That's amazing. I'm actually curious to know what was the book, which book started it all? What was the name?
It was in Marathi. Uh, it was also available in English. A rousing call to Hindu nation. It was written
Okay.
by on Swami Vivekananda and his journey. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
by
Okay. Rousing
Mr.
call to
Hindu
the
nation.
nation,
Yeah,
Hindu nation.
yeah,
Okay.
by
All
Mr.
right.
Ramji.
I'll remember it.
It's it's such a powerful book to start reading. Like for us, parents used to tell us from childhood, start reading, you will become something. You started late, but you started powerfully. How
Yeah.
did how did your journey with Deepstambh start?
So I went to Pune, a big city. My father wishes that I should go for administrative services, and for post graduation, he had sent me to Pune. Uh, but there was always, I was not very passionate about it, but it was still that age that we used to listen to our father. Okay, so if he wishes, let us try. So I went there. But I always had in my mind that I could go to Pune for higher education because of my father was aware and he was in good economical condition. Okay. But there were my friends, some of my friends were equally having that potential, but they couldn't join me because they were poor. Their parents were not much literate. So I used to think that it is very unfair. Okay, the quality education is not available at rural place. Okay, for that purpose you have to go to city, and only parents who are educated and who are rich, they can go there. So it was very unfair for me. And till those days, I could understand the importance of education. It changes everything. It's just matter of opportunity. And because of lack of finances, we are not giving opportunities to too many people. It's not because they are not having potential, but no ecosystem was available. So it was very unfair, and I was restless. Uh, I I lost my father in those days only because of heart arrest, and it was very accidental. And then the decision comes to me that what to do in life. Till those days, I could feel that my heart is always with contributing something, especially for the education. And I always feel that education, quality education should be available to all, and then the competition should start. So I was near about 25 years at that time in 2005, and I took the decision that to devote my whole life for one purpose, that is to make the available quality education to most needy strata of the society. And people used to call me mad at that time that ये पागल हो गया है. अभी भी वही कहते हैं actually कि nobody used to, I went back to rural tribal area, and all people were, they were traveling from rural tribal to urban area for the career. So I started Deepstambh Foundation, and one vision, mission, passion, only one thing: quality education for most needy strata of the society. And in those days, I knew that rural tribal students, they need it because I knew that much only. So I started this project for their career, for their personality, and for competitive examination training. Okay. But then later on, I came to know that only providing education is not enough. Some girls, especially, are so poor that they can't afford coming to you or having food. Okay. So I thought about providing them residential education. So we started residential unit, and I remember there were no funds, no donations, because people, they were like, it can never happen. ये कुछ भी करता है. This is impossible. So I used to give public speeches, and whatever remuneration I used to get, with those remuneration, I started this foundation. So this is in beginning, this is for rural and tribal students, and then with some incidences, we started and we included persons with disabilities and orphan youth in this project.
So, sir, what I'm curious to know, what are the stories that inspired you to attend and include differently able people into Deepstambh Foundation?
Yeah, actually, once I was delivering a public speech, and as I finished it, people came to meet me. We had photographs, and Somebody came from my back, touching my back. I looked back, and that person was visually impaired person, a student. He told me that my speech was very inspiring for him, and he asked me, can we also have dream in our life? So that day, I realized that in our country, not a single field is there where persons with disabilities are at higher position. So why it happened? For months together, I spent to find the answer of this question. And the answer was, we have always pity in our mind for persons with disabilities. Second thing, we always believe, we have firm belief that they can't do it. Okay, it's not possible for them. If we talk about higher mainstream careers, we have always in our mind they can't do it because they are persons with disabilities. And third thing, at that time, there was no ecosystem available for pursuing such careers in India. So that time I realized that the most needy segment is not rural tribal, but it is persons with disabilities. And so from 2013-14, actually, we included persons with disabilities in our residential project. It was absolutely new thing for me. When they started coming, they were of different types. Some of them, they didn't have hands at all. Some of them, they didn't have legs. Some of them do not have vision. And so many problems, different problems and no solution. But we had a thing in mind that these are our sons and daughters. These are our brothers and sisters. Do you remember the lines in our pledge in India? India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. Is it only for a formality? It's not formality. Whatever we talk, whatever words we have, we should try to live on it. So if they are my brothers and sisters, I must give my 100% and I must overcome many challenges come to my way. So in that way, we developed the project for all. And then it has become an inclusive and accessible project. And one more story. Once I was sitting in my office and I was going out of my office actually for dinner time to attend my all uh, my all sons and daughters. And one new boy came to meet me on the way. A bag was with him and he was a new student. Whoever comes to us, it is for asking some help. Okay. So I thought that if I listen his story now, it would be 20 minutes and dinner would be over. And he is seeming that coming from all the way from some city. So I patted him like this that, hello beta, where are you from? Just come for the dinner and then we will discuss later on. Okay? This was my gesture. The next moment, he started crying like anything. I was shocked what happened because I really gave him good sign. After a minute, he stopped and he said, "Sir, I am an orphan boy. I don't know about my parents. Who are they? I was with government orphanage and now I am 18 years old. So I have to come out of the orphanage and to manage at my own. So I have to search for a work and a place to be living. But sir, I'm very interested in education. So I have heard about your organization and that's how I've come here. So he had his palms like this. So, sir, please help me for education. Roshni, Inayat, that day, I literally feel that, when you wish to have empathy in your mind, you should be able to think and go to the person's shoes itself. When you go to that person's place and you think, you understand what is the feeling. I could imagine that day that what would be my life if I couldn't get love, care of parents after my birth. I was like shattered. Oh my God. So I was thinking that what kind of thoughts must have been there with his mind. So I told him ki, beta, let us do something, no issue. But I had a question in my mind that which I asked him that why you were crying, isn't it? Why you were crying? I invited you for the dinner and you were crying. So the answer he gave, after that answer, I was crying for minutes together. He told me, sir, this is first time in my life somebody calling me lovingly, beta, my son. I had never experienced this sentence. With deep sense of gratitude, I cried like anything that day. And I realized that how fortunate I am having birth as a human, having parents in our life, and before that, while working with PWDs, having hands, legs. You are watching me, right? You are listening to me. Imagine you are hearing impaired. Imagine that you do not have capacity to speak at all. Can't imagine life without it. So with this all sense of gratitude, I decided that day that whoever and whatever numbers they are coming to me in future, we will be like fathers and mothers of all these orphan youth. Okay. So we are receiving n number of things in our life, and it is because we should able to share it. That's why we included persons with disabilities and orphans.
It's it's a journey that has started with underprivileged children who could not afford, and then the persons with disability got added to it. um, Orphans got added to it. uh, and then you built Manobal, which means uh, inner strength.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that journey, because this is such a powerful story that you shared, and that those stories are the foundation of what you have built. Tell us more about Manobal and its impact.
So it is about actually opportunity for quality education and we can say life. You know, we all can have this life, whatever we have today. It is because one, parents, two, we have all the necessary spare parts, we can say, and three, there was an ecosystem in the society where you could study, you could have opportunities. These three things. And the fourth is, we have given our best with all our efforts. But before that effort, these three things are very important. And we call it ecosystem. In our country, for persons with disabilities, orphans, transgenders, there was no ecosystem available. Disability is not an issue. Absence of accessibility is an issue. Being orphan is not an issue. But in the society, people are not giving love to the people whom it requires most is an issue. So we thought that let's have that ecosystem and let's start with ourselves. So we started developing it. See, we started all this thing in rental premises. We didn't have funds. We do not have funds in hand. Okay. Rental places, so many people contributing, so many people working together. Okay. The most difficult work, most challenging, which had never before happened, whatever we have to do, it is always with some experiments and doing first time. People were not believing in us. It's impossible. That is the only way people used to say. I started telling them that I wish that visual impaired student would be an IAS officer. They used to say it is impossible. Okay, so all impossible thing. One of my transgender daughters, she has become police inspector, first police inspector transgender. Okay, it's impossible. So we started working with this thing. One thing which I really wish to say that when you say that these are our brothers and sisters or these are my sons and daughters, your journey starts. Your journey of possibilities starts. Tell me what is impossible for your father and mother for you. Is there anything in the world which is impossible for them for us? So that is the basic thing. And why so? Because in our Indian culture, there is a concept of universal brotherhood. I'm not talking about India. Universal brotherhood. Okay. And the second thing, we have received it. We are so blessed. We are gifted. And if we are gifted, it is for giving and sharing to others. So in that way, we started working. Our aim is to give them mainstream higher education and opportunities, not just a job. Okay. So they should get opportunity to become an IAS officer, a judge, that is magistrate, judicial magistrate, vice chancellor, bank officer. They should go for IITs, IIMs. They should get education abroad. So we are making them accessible all these opportunities. So initially we were in rental places which was not accessible at all. It was very difficult for them to manage. So we had a dream to build a model, accessible and inclusive project in India. So with support from so many great-hearted people, we could complete it. At Jalgaon, we have National Model Accessible and Inclusive Project of India. We completed with near about 20 crores of donation, right from a rural woman to corporate funds. So in that way, it has completed, and the impact is amazing on students' life, on their fellow friends, and on the society. They are now in mainstream. Uh, one of my daughters, she is an IAS officer working very efficiently. There are students who are working so nicely with the help of technology in corporate, in administration, in education department. And people are now realizing that yes, they can do it. It was their misinterpretation, misunderstanding. They were thinking that it is not possible for them. So in that way, now in India, we have a model that is showing to the world that it is possible. And now we are replicating this project at 10 different states in India. Actually, this is the first generation from this strata of the society. So their life is transforming. And the most important impact is on society. People are getting inspired with these stories. Okay. And their misunderstandings are now no ways. And they are actually feeling very positive that yes, this workforce is also very important as far as the development of the nation is concerned. So let's have a video about Manobal and its impact. Yeah.
I was inspired by Swami Vivekananda. I came to know the importance of education. It is the only thing which decides haves and have-nots. At the age of 25, I decided to leave my all career opportunities in city and I came back to Jalgaon and started Deepstambh Foundation. I am Yajurvendra Mahajan. My sole purpose was to devote myself for the education of most needy students in the society. Initially, I started working for career counseling, personality development, competitive exam guidance for rural and tribal students. Very soon, I came to know that only providing free training is not enough. So we decided to provide them residential education, that is integrated way of supporting. But we didn't have funds. But same year, I was marrying Mansi. I convinced all my family that we should go for registered marriage. Whatever money we saved out of it, on the same evening, we adopted 10 youth. Within next 2 years, all 10 students became government officers. I donated whatever I had and then we started collecting funds from like-minded people. And in this way, we initiated a full-fledged residential project for rural tribal students for their higher education and competitive examinations. We named this unit Manobal, that is strength of mind, because that is the only thing which is necessary for going ahead in life. But in 2014, two visually challenged students met me. They asked me, can we also have big dreams? That day I realized that there are hardly any people of disability who are in mainstream in our country. Society thinks that they can work just for their survival, and also they feel pity about persons with disabilities. At that moment I realized that these are the real people, they need quality education and the proper ecosystem. So from 2014 we have decided to involve persons with disabilities in the Manobal project. In 2016, a boy came to meet me. I called him like my son. At the next moment, he started crying like anything. He said, sir, this is first time in my life somebody calling me my son. And that day, we became really inclusive organization. We have rural students, tribal students, all types of persons with disabilities, and orphan students too. We decided to take stand for all orphan youth in the society. At Manobal, they get safe home, love, care, and even a family. After their graduation and after getting job, as a parent, we host their marriage. There are so many challenges. The first thing is that physical challenge. At the same time, they are economically backward. People are not accepting all the persons with disability as human beings. The most important thing is that no ecosystem is available, infrastructure is not accessible, higher education is not available, and because of all struggles and hurdles, these students can't even dream of going ahead in life. So here at Manobal, we provide all the things at integrated level. Mainstream career, it requires to get through competitive examinations. We have done all these exams and their entrance exam syllabus accessible for all types of persons with disabilities. The most important thing, we have made accessible the study material for it. The required human resource is the most important thing. And accessible infrastructure, and inspiring environment. Because of this integrated support, all persons with disabilities now can dream and they can complete their dream at Manobal. These students are now working in mainstream careers. They are leading there. They are now inspiring others and contributing for the nation and the society. One of our students, Anjali Sharma, qualified UPSC Civil Service Examination. Rajesh Pille selected at Tata Consultancy Services as a software engineer. Diksha Dinde, Diksha is now studying at University of Sussex at London. My son Pankaj, he has got admission at Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Raj, he has now got admission at JJ School of Arts, Mumbai. Now they are not burden to the society. They are not liability. They are asset of the society. My students are my inspiration. We are inclusive. We are accessible for all types of persons with disabilities. And we focus on mainstream careers. We give all facilities at a time at one place. And we believe in holistic development. We have received so many things. Let's share it. It will make the world more beautiful, peaceful, and our life more meaningful.
So this is such an inspiring video to see, and it's amazing how things are panning out and how you take inspiration from them, because we know that we have been gifted by everything and been so blessed, and we don't have to face these challenges, and it has actually come very easy to us. And to see them work so hard and do so well in their lives, it's and thanks to you, you had this vision and you could make them capable. So this is what I want to ask. It is as you mentioned that we used to always think as a society that a visually impaired person can never be an IAS, or a person with no limbs can never do anything, because we always looked at them, or vastly we still look at them with pity. That is one thing. We never think that, oh, they will be capable to do these things.
Yes.
What did you do to change that mindset of people with you around you and of the students?
Yeah.
How did that came to play?
That's a very important question. Even those students, we have to tell them that you are amazing guy. You can do anything. Whoever has brain, functioning brain, can do anything. Brain listens to you only and acts likewise. Because for years together, these students had all negative conversations in the society, that you are disabled, you can't do it, not possible for you, don't do it, it's waste of time, like that. So, with very professional counselings, trainings, and informal environment, they get changed. The mindset get changed. Then we have so many stories. They understand. They meet those people who have already done it. So with all these things, their mindset get changed. As far as our staff is concerned, we have to work on it as a part of sensitization workshops. And same for some corporates, some administrative officers, and all system. We used to go there for workshops, some talks. We have made some videos which make them think that yes, it is possible. So sensitization of people is very important. People are not doing it purposefully. They do not know that this is the reality. Okay. So when we have very good examples in front of them, they would definitely realize that yes, it is possible. Yeah.
So, recently, Deepstambh Foundation received the national award for empowering people with disability. How does that help to strengthen uh, how people see these students and strengthen the work that you're doing?
Yes, actually, initially we were students from 8 to 10 states from India, as it is the first and only inclusive and accessible organization for mainstream higher careers. But as we received this national award, the best thing is that we reach to more states, more people. Because as we are NGO, we do not have marketing funds, we can't give advertisements. So, but because of that national award, this thing reached to so many people in the country. And so now we have students from all the states. Even we have students from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Sri
Wow.
Lanka, yeah. And we give them training online. Okay. So that way, this was very useful. Then now I'm also on the national committee for persons with disabilities because of this work only. And yes, it has uh, it has given us one more feather in the cap, and uh, it actually empowered us to, but those people who are working together, they get inspiration that yes, appreciation is there.
Yajurvendra, congratulations to be on the committee. But I have two things I want to ask. One, I'm curious to know what all states are you planning to open these schools in? So we our listeners, if they can help people to, tell, inform, I think
Sure.
it could be a great help. So what all states are you planning to open the school in?
So this year we are starting our project at Delhi, then next
Mm-hmm.
year at Bangalore, then Chennai, then Bhubaneswar, Lucknow, then Guwahati. That way we have plan of expanding. And actually
Okay.
these are national centers. So anybody from any place can come there and have free education. This is free residential education and training with taking all the responsibility of these youth. You know what is important? We work above 16 years old. Okay. Before 16 and 18, government takes responsibility. What is the quality of it? That is different thing. But at least they take responsibility. After 16 and 18, nobody takes residential responsibility of persons with disabilities and orphans. You imagine, Inaya, a girl of 18 and now on the roads and nobody there in the world, no parents, no relatives. Okay. So it's very horrible. So we all must come together and we must have such kind of ecosystems and infrastructures where they will get safe homes, love, care, and opportunity. It's human. It's the basic thing. Otherwise, I can't tell you the stories actually, how horrible stories are there for them
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. So I always think that human life should not be insulted. Okay. You must have that kind of well cultured society. If you are in a very good condition, you must think about others. And it is not that too difficult. If so many people come together, it is possible. And that is the Deepstambh model. We are not saying this. We have already done this. Some common people come together and we have the things which had never happened in last 75 years. Yeah.
Wow. Mhm. So my second question is I'm curious to know that this is a model that has happening in India for the first time, but is this something that inspired you internationally or as well that is happening somewhere around the globe that you learned from and adapted to it?
Yeah. Actually, for learning, I'm very eager. So I went to Japan. I'm going to US now. But as I went to Japan, I understood that even in Japan, for mainstream higher careers, there is no ecosystem available. Their
Okay.
accessibility is at par. The socialization and accessibility at infrastructure, it is at par. But as far as getting higher opportunities is concerned, it is not available there. Their
Hmm.
social security system is very good. But we are not talking about social security system. Okay. We are talking about opportunities. the ecosystem. Okay. So yes, we are learning so many things from countries like US, like Japan, like Germany.
That's interesting. So you'll be going to US now, as you mentioned. All right, great.
Um, when when you talk about not just giving jobs, but bringing uh, underprivileged people to a mainstream thing, it's it must have not been easy. There are so many obstacles that must have come. Now you are part of the national committee, and
Yeah.
probably there is more opportunity to be a change maker at a higher level. But when you started off, how was that to overcome those obstacles and reach where you are today, to bring power decisions into this space?
Challenges, challenges, and challenges, nothing else. But you know what I understood? Once again, let's go back to Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda's Indian uh, ethos and philosophy. Okay? He says, if you are traveling towards your goal, and in your journey on your path, if you won't find challenges, your path is mistaken. You are on the wrong path. And if you happen to meet so many challenges in your journey, you are on the right track. You are on right. So you know what happens? Challenges, obstacles either make you or break you. It's not up to challenges. It's up to you. Okay. So as all these projects were new, and we didn't have any resource. Financial resource was not there, human resource was not there, infrastructure was not there, but there was a deep feeling in mind. We can also uh, call it Manobal, same strength of mind. Yes, मुझे करना है. See, we didn't have funds. So initially, for initial 15 years, I donated whatever I received as a part of remuneration of my public speeches. But it was not enough. There were so many stories which shattered me and with which I realized the real meaning of life. So many values of life. I couldn't see suffering, you know. And first thing is that what I can do, what government would do, other people's would do, that is different. What I can do. So what I did, I sold out my home, ancestral home, where I used to live, and I shifted in rental. So because of that, I could adopt 200 youth. Then actually in the beginning, I had I had registered marriage with my better half, Mansi, which supported me a lot later. And whatever money we saved, we adopted 10 youth. So in this way, when I used in my life, I followed, then people realized that yes, something is happening and he's doing great. Then they started contributing. So as far as infrastructure is concerned, not a single infrastructure in our country is accessible. We have to build accessible infrastructure or make those infrastructures accessible. So we had that. The most important thing, people who are ready to work with those children. It's very challenging work. Other works, as compared to them, are easy. And the human mind always follow easy things. So we need people with passion. We need people who have gratitude in mind. We need people who wish to contribute. And such people are very rare nowadays. We give very good remuneration to people who wish it. But this thing in mind, that is having passion for such work, ready to face the challenges. So getting such people is very challenging. Yeah. I'm very happy that Roshni is one. And such people actually built not only finances, not only infrastructure, but people build, because people can only build people.
That's such a powerful thing to realize at an individual level, because what you just now said is something that each person can adapt to, because you started it individually. One person doing whatever he could do, whatever changes he could do despite the challenges. And that is truly what sets you apart.
There were questions in my mind, Roshni. See, if you receive any gift, if Inayat gives you a gift, okay, so there is a ultimate thought comes to your mind that, oh, next time I will give her one gift, right? Okay. So it's very natural. Whatever we receive, we think of giving back, right? And of that quality only, you know, if she presents you a very rare book, while giving back, you would find such a rare thing for her. Am I right? Yes. So, Inayat, my question to you, do you consider your eyes are gift to you by nature?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do because I wear
Yeah, yeah,
glasses.
yeah,
So when
yeah.
I'm not wearing glasses, I can't see. I am like, it makes me restless.
Yeah.
So I have that gift of, I can wear spectacles and see clearly because I first time can understand without glasses, I can't see.
That's great. So you have received gift from nature, right, Inayat?
Yeah.
So what have you given back?
Hmm.
So Roshni, you have received both hands. Can you imagine life without both hands, Roshni? Okay. So do you think it's a gift, Roshni?
Definitely, because the
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
you said that, the first
yeah,
thing I thought of is I can't even hold my child.
yeah, yeah. So what have you given back of that importance, okay, to the society, to the nature? These were the questions in my mind before 10, 12 years back. I'm not asking to you. And the answer is Manobal. So it is not in all case that always the answer is. I'm sharing this thing that we should always think about what should I give? What should I give back to the society, to the nature? Okay. And it never happens. Many times we are with the flow. We need more. We wish to have more and more and more and more. Just once in a day, just think that what I wish to give back selflessly. Why selflessly? You have already received a lot of things. Now don't demand anything else. Just give, just share. So that is the thing. Yeah.
And when you said that before, right, when somebody gifts us, we give them back. We have adopted that mindset that we get, we give. But to give without any
We should
reason,
start. Yeah, yeah. And it's a circle, you know, Roshni. Why we should give? We have already received. And the next thing, as you give, it is definitely going to come back. It is said in Ayat that whatever you wish to have, give it, you will get it. Okay? If I wish that Inayat should give me a smile, the first thing I should do is I should give her a smile. Is it so? So that is
I'm
so
getting
simple.
goosebumps with this conversation. It is, thank you, Yajurvendra, for that's a beautiful explanation. I never thought about it like this because now that I'm like thinking about everything that goes around, I think we have been so surrounded by materialistic things and give and take that what is the reality and the genuineness of living and giving, it's gotten lost somewhere.
Yeah.
So even to ask myself these questions, that I have eyes and it's a gift that I have been given, gift of sight. What have I given back?
Yeah,
And I'm blank. I'm
yeah.
completely blank right now if I have to ask myself this question. So I think you've given me a very important question to ask and reflect on for the rest of my day, and I'm going to write it down and see what comes up for me.
It is said that this reflection changes the life. We are talking on the platform of Changepreneurs, It never
Yeah,
comes from outside. It comes from within.
within.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
What makes us apart from animals? Okay. We are human beings, right? Yeah, yeah. Rightly mentioned. This brain, and not the brain only, the capacity to think at higher and highest level. The second thing, whenever you give something selflessly, you become more human. See, animals, they do not have that capacity to think and act likewise. Never ever. In Corona period, human beings supported and helped human beings, not animals. Okay. So if you wish to live life as a human, either you solve the problems, either you help selflessly, okay, either you create something beautiful. These are human things. And we all have that capacity, that bandwidth, that everything because of that brain. And if we are not doing it, then it is animal life in human body. Yeah.
Ooh. But seriously, this is something I need to think about. So what I'm curious to know is, as you mentioned about your journey and how difficult it was in the beginning it was for you to collect funds and you had to sold a house, and how do you build credibility when you are doing social work and get the funds that you need to build and do what you keep doing and do the good work that you're doing?
Whatever you speak, that should be reflected in your life, day to day life. This is one very important thing. Okay.
Hmm.
Second thing, people are uh, people are very eager to contribute. Many people, but they should get that kind of opportunity. And it is always that they are in search of selfless people. This is my experience. The credibility is because I'm selfless. I do not have a single rupee from the organization. I have actually got an opportunity to contribute more than a crore rupees from my side. Okay. When I have nothing to take back, that is very important for people. Means I can have remuneration. Okay. I couldn't have it because there was nothing in the accounts. Okay. But ultimately, people understand who is selfless. That is very important. Second thing, giving giving time and giving life for it. You know what is important? We are discussing so many things, we are reading so many things, we are watching so many things. But when it comes to living really, that makes difference. This is my 20th year of life. For my each and every second, and all my anurenus are devoted for the cause. So it reflects. So it is like developing the credibility. And when you are doing it consistently, producing the results, that is impact, all these things come together. Yes, there were people who were criticizing me. There were 2, 3 times there were like hurricanes. But when you are pure, be sure that everything will be okay. Okay, problems are part of life. These kind of things builds credibility, I think. Yeah.
Your students, I mean, when we are listening, Inayat, for the first time, she's listening to you. And I'm sure we are so inspired when you talk. What about your students? They come from a very difficult path themselves. When they come to you, how do you work with them? How do you pull them out of that darkness to see that light within themselves?
Love. Love works. Pure work, pure love. Okay. Once again, pure selfless love. When I started, I didn't know anything. Now people call me expert in this field, national level expert. Okay. But before 10 years, I didn't know anything. Even today, I know only 50%. Okay. But I know one thing, that is love in heart about them. Mother has same thing. Do you think mother is an expert or a PhD? PhD in child science, vagera vagera? Never. No. And she faces so many problems in the family. Okay? But she does her duty of a mother. That is from the heart. That one thing, love. Second thing, empathy. Understand people's life, people's struggle. Okay? And taking stand for them. Third thing is that when you are a parent, you are very quality conscious. If you wish to give something to your child, you check twice. Is it good? Is it better? Whether it is palm oil or a sugar or falana, isn't it? So it works. Okay. The most important thing is that you must have patience. See, their background is like there is no background. Inayat, Roshni, Yajurvendra, we have a very good background. Still we commit mistakes, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So they do not have background at all. So you must accept their mistakes. You must forgive them. Just mold them into better person. Okay? So you must have patience. You must have rational approach. That builds because they take time. They need more time actually. Okay, to get developed. So patience is very much required. Yeah, that way. And for them it is like, it is like you have never expected something. You have never expected that somebody would take you somewhere around your city. Okay? Never expected. And then somebody comes and says, let's go to Switzerland. What will happen to you? That's the way they have felt. They have never expected, imagined, or dreamed such things happening at a time in their life. They are getting life like our sons and daughters. Can you imagine? I'll tell you a story. One of my sons, his name is Yajurvendra Mahajan. Okay. Back at the age of 6 at Bhopal railway station because he was orphan and he didn't or he do not have legs at all. No legs. So while begging by train, he came to Mumbai. So Mumbai police admitted him in orphanage. Orphanage people sent him to mentally challenged orphanage, and he was not mentally challenged. He stayed in that orphanage for 8 years in those children. Somehow he passed 10th and then he came to Manobal. With all the environment and inputs, he passed out his 12th and when I saw that he is very good at drawing. Okay? sketches without training. So I told him that I wish that you should go for JJ School of Art. So he didn't know what is it. Okay. And we gave him training that is required for entrance exam to be qualified. He is now a second year student of JJ School of Art, Mumbai, and which is the best institute in Asia for arts. And many students who come here in IIT, if they are orphan, they have only name like Raj, Sachin, Mohini, Pankaj. That's it. No father's name, no Radha Krishnan, no Sehgal, no Mahajan. Okay. So I realized later on that it is disturbing their self-image whenever they come to people and talk to them. Okay. So we started giving them names like Raj Yajurvendra Mahajan, Mohini Yajurvendra Mahajan, Pankaj Yajurvendra Mahajan. And you can't imagine what kind of self-respect do they have when they tell people their full name. Now tell me, it is such a small thing. Have you or us struggle about it? No. This file is directly created in our life. No efforts were required. So let's watch a video about Raj.
मेरा नाम राज है और मैं दोनों पैरों से अपाहिज हूँ और मेरे माँ बाप के बारे में मुझे कुछ पता नहीं। जब मैं 6-7 साल का था तो भोपाल मध्य प्रदेश रेलवे स्टेशन पे मैं भीख मांगता था। कभी खाने को मिल जाता था तो खा लेता था। ऐसे ही भीख मांगते मांगते जहाँ पे ट्रेन रुक जाती थी वहाँ पे सो जाता था। भीख मांगते मांगते मुंबई में आया। आज़ाद मैदान पे पुलिस ने पकड़ लिया। फिर उन्होंने मुझे वहाँ के रिमांड होम में डाल दिया। रिमांड होम का नियम रहता है कि 18 साल के बाद हम जैसे अनाथ बच्चों को वो वहाँ पे नहीं रखते हैं। तो रिमांड होम के सर ने मुझे दीपस्तंभ मनोबल में लाके छोड़ दिया। जब मैं ATD आर्ट टीचर डिप्लोमा की तैयारी कर रहा था, वो करते समय महाजन सर ने मेरा काम देखा, जो मेरे ड्राइंग्स है, स्केच है, वो सब देखने के बाद महाजन सर ने मुझसे कहा कि आप बहुत अच्छी कला है तुम्हारे हाथ में, तुम JJ स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट में जाके सीख सकते हो। तो उन्होंने मेरे लिए 2 स्पेशल टीचर लगा के दिए, उनसे मेरी मुलाकात करके दी और मैं अब JJ स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट एंट्रेंस क्वालिफाई हो गया हूँ और मेरा एडमिशन भी हो गया है। मैं पहले बम्बई की सड़कों पे भीख मांगने वाला बच्चा, मैं कभी सपने में भी नहीं सोच सकता था कि मैं आज मुंबई के सबसे बड़े आर्ट कॉलेज JJ स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट में आज मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ। और मैं अपने आप को बहुत खुशनसीब मानता हूँ कि मैं पहले सिर्फ राज था, अब मैं राज यजुवेंद्र महाजन हूँ और जलगांव में मेरा घर है, जो एक दीपस्तंभ मनोबल परिवार के स्वरूप में मुझे मेरा भाग्य समझ के मुझे मिला।
Raj's story is so emotionally something awakens in you, you know. And there are so many success stories you must have witnessed yourself. Such impactful stories. What stays with you strongly when you witness these stories of your children?
One of my sons, he is from south part of our country, and he is actually, he doesn't have hands at all. Okay, and same story, no parents. Okay, no parents, no hands. His name is Rajesh Pillai. And you know what he is doing now? He is software engineer at Tata Consultancy Services, working with legs and doing amazing things. And you know what? What is opportunity at proper level? One of our board of directors' son is also got a job of software engineer at Tata Consultancy Services in same year, in same batch of Raj. That is called, something getting chances and opportunities at mainstream career.
At an
Equality.
equal level.
Yeah, equality. It is given in our pledge.
Yashwata, what I'm curious to know is that once uh, your children, when they give these exams, so the institute is supporting them financially while they are studying and clearing their colleges as well?
Yeah. It is like taking all the responsibility as a parent. Whatever your father or mother they do, we follow. Same things. Okay. Taking all stand for them. If you are not getting through because these are competitive exams, okay, we give them plan B, counseling for it. Then once again course for it. We pay their fees. We pay their all other expenses. We take the stand. Because it's our responsibility, somebody's responsibility. Same way, if you are aspiring for something and you are not qualified for it, so what your parents would take the role? Yeah, they would say that, okay, don't worry, Nayar, Roshni, let's do something else. We are with you. Same way.
That's
We,
interesting.
we, we even take efforts for their marriages, because as they do not have parents at all, so nobody takes that responsibility. Then there are some wrong judgments. Once again, a very vicious circle. But now, as a parent, we have their marriages. Okay, I do Kanyadan, and
That's
those
amazing.
girls, yeah, those girls go to their homes. That is Sasural in Hindi. And for Maika, they come back to us every year twice. Okay, such a beautiful days for us. Yeah.
It's a very large family. So I'm just curious to know about one more thing. So I visited your website and I saw a very big lecture room. And I also read that Manobal caters to 36 disabilities. So what I'm curious
14,
to know is
14 disabilities. There are
14 disabilities,
21 types of disabilities identified. Out of those 21, we cater to 14.
14 disabilities. Thank you for correcting me. So based on that, so how do you teach kids with differently able kids in one lecture room? How does that work?
That is called, inclusive classroom. So
Okay.
there is a system that the teacher has been trained how to teach same topic to all types of persons with disability. For hearing impaired, in the corner, a, a sign language interpreter is there to help. For low vision and hearing impaired, there are softwares installed in the digital board. Okay? And 4 people are there in the classroom at a time to support. Okay? The theory subjects are there only in the classroom, that is inclusive classroom. But for subjects like maths, science, technology, geography, it is not possible in inclusive classroom. For that, we have developed learning laboratories for persons with disabilities as per their disabilities. Then we have a research center. We have tied with IIT Hyderabad. So we do research on technology and various ways. With that, these students could understand the concept of all these technical subjects. We use tactiles and various 20 types of materials to make them understand the concepts. We have counselors and mentors for each subject who have been trained that how to deal with this student as far as the conceptualization of the topic is concerned. So this is the ecosystem we have set. So it is 4 times more efforts required, but they can understand. You know what is said, that if you are visually impaired, you can't study or you can't understand science. Okay?
I
Teacher,
didn't know that.
yeah, teacher, because they can't see, no? How do you explain the experiment to them? If I'm a teacher and I have to explain them the experiment of science or some concept in geography, what you would do? For us, there is a blackboard or a digital board. We look at it and the concept is there. See, if I tell you, if I say India, map of India, there is an image in your mind right now, within a second, because you had seen it before, right? It is not because you have read about it, it is because you have seen it. Any concept comes to your mind because of seeing. So, for these subject, we work with the help of their touch. And with that touch, they get that image in their mind. So, for years together in India, it is said that for 11th admission, that for a visually impaired person, that you should not go for science. It is not possible for you. Go for arts. Actually, in bracket, that teacher is saying that it is not possible for me to teach you. It is my inability to teach you. He, actually, that student has brain. If the person has brain, he can understand anything. But if the ecosystem is not there and the person in front of him or her is not ready to have extra efforts, then it is impossible. So we have made it possible.
Nice. I think that reminds me of the movie
Bolla,
that's just
Srikant.
come.
Srikant.
Shrikant. Yes, yes. That was also something
Yeah.
you learn from it.
Yes.
What is your vision, Yajurvendra, when you're looking at where you are now? It's been a long journey. What has brought you here? What is the vision for the future?
Uh, Roshni, I feel that, we are really blessed as a human being. Very. The best thing in life is life. I repeat, the best thing in human life is human life.
Right.
Okay. Nothing can be comparable. So in this life, we should we should love and respect fellow human beings. How they are is not important. They are human being. That is important. Okay. Otherwise, there is no difference between you and animal. That's why we must have inclusive society. Okay. Now, you are there for last 6 years, so I won't ask you, but I ask Inayat or any of my friend who is watching it. So in your best friends list, 5 best friends, how many persons with disabilities are there? How many orphans are there? How many trans are there? So this is the importance of inclusion. Okay. We have some assumptions and misunderstandings always. Okay. So we must be inclusive and we must be accessible society. See, our infrastructure should be accessible. Okay. Technology should be accessible. And most important, our hearts should be accessible to other people who really need it. And the best part is education should be accessible. So our dream is that within next 15 years, India would be 100% having ecosystem of inclusive and accessible higher education for these students. Next 25 years, I hope world would have this opportunity and would replicate this model all over world. Absolutely with the help of friends all over the world. It's not a matter of being alone or doing it alone. So then we are a well cultured human society. Then we are a good nation. It is not always with money or the transactions happens, GDP or such parameters. But are you human enough? Do you have that kind of infrastructure, that kind of opportunities? What kind of status and happiness level of these people are there in your country? That is very important parameter. So we have a dream. And see, criticizing is the most simple thing in life. If you are sitting here and saying, this should happen, somebody should do this, and government should do this. What are you doing, my dear friend? So we have picked up one issue in thousands of issues. And we have decided that in this single life, we would we would be solving this issue outrightly, and with us, and even in future without us, this system would continue. Tatas are our one more inspiration. They have set up such systems in India, such national institutes, such hospitals, such industries that for generations together have given service to the nation, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
same heart, same blood is there with us. It is just matter of thinking. What do we think? What priority do you have? And as I started with two small sentences, who am I and why I am here? What is the purpose of my existence? It is not just fun. Yeah, we must have fun in life. Yeah, why not? But it is not just only fun, not just only materialistic things. If they are useful, yes, we should use for it, but they are things to be used. They are not your life. That is the problem. There is a difference between life and lifestyle. I'm talking about life. Lifestyle is very simple things to be adopted, isn't it? Life is lakh, 1 lakh, 1 crore. These are the numbers, but life is more precious.
Your wife and your children are such an integral part of this journey you have had, right?
Yeah.
What is your journey's path? How have they supported that?
Yes, initially they were shocked that what I am doing. Okay, it's not a routine thing, not a normal thing. So I always consider that problem is not with them but with me. But later on, as I'm having high level of patience, later on they understood that yes, something meaningful happening, something meaningful happening there. So now they are with me, they are supporting me. Yes, and I wish that meaningful life be with them in future. So whatever areas my kids are interested, they would follow their own life path. But yes, they would be having this meaningful life, having association with all this work happening all over the world.
And like you said, it's not just about reading or, reading about great things. They are actually living it with you.
Really.
So I'm
Yeah.
sure it has
My
become
wife,
a part of your life.
my wife, she comes now to Deepstambh Manobal, contributes. My mother is there.
How do you?
Roshni had shared a very small incident with me of her experience at Manobal, and I think it really touched my heart about when she had come and she met with a visually impaired girl who was 20 years old. Roshni, would you like to share that experience? It was beautiful.
So it was, I was just talking to her, and she said that it is a blessing that she's visually impaired, because she said, because she can't see, she's not distracted by television, phone, and things like this. Her other senses are much heightened than a person who can see. and because of which she can focus on whatever she chooses to focus, and the external factors don't decide what she focuses on. And it had moved me so much. It had moved me so much because, like we were discussing in the beginning of this conversation, you never
Mhm.
think of, you feel bad when somebody doesn't have something that you have, but that person is coming and showing you that, no, I feel blessed. And that's why whenever I've visited Manobal and I have been given a mic to talk, I have no words, because I feel there's nothing I can give them beyond what they give me being there. It's
This is blessing in disguise, actually. And we have that atmosphere here that think and act on what we have and don't think about what you do not have, because these are things beyond your control. It's not up to your wish. So don't think about it. So it's a simple thing and it changes their life. Yeah.
I I just want to say that poster behind is Deepstambh's poster.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it's
You
not
can
very
see
clear, but
it.
yes, I always have it to remember how much grateful I need to be in my own life.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to ask you, Yajurvendra, how can our listeners get involved with Deepstambh, whether they're volunteering, wanting to volunteer, or other forms of support?
One thing you can contribute, you can give your time, your ideas, your best wishes and blessings. Okay. Second thing, you can help us to reach such students and make them confident that they can also have such life. Okay. And for all this volunteering and contributing, they can go to our website, that is Deepstambh Foundation. This is the name of the website. DEEPSTAMPH Foundation. So every information is available on it. You can actually involve in this work. And I know that people only have this thing which can be all over world. And I'm very hopeful about it, because this is the journey and history of human beings. Okay, this is not me saying something. It has already happened many times in many issues. So let's make things better. Let's come together. Let's have let's make world beautiful, more beautiful, and by doing it, let's make our life more meaningful. Yeah.
Let's be human. So we have some fun questions for you, and we are looking forward to your answer. So to begin with, if you could have dinner with a historical figure, who would it be and why?
So I would love to have dinner with Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. Because he was not only a comedian, he was a very different person, impacted on uh, human beings on that era, actually.
Wow. Um, Share a funny or a heartwarming story that you experienced at the foundation.
Yeah, in initial days, I entered in a classroom where our trainer was giving technology training to all our visually impaired children.
Mhm.
So all lights were off. I entered in the classroom. I say, why there is darkness? Why don't you have lights on? All students started laughing. Then I came to know that, oh my God, they do not need lights at all. It makes no difference to them. Yeah.
That is very funny. So if you have a superpower, what would it be?
to make all my to make all my friends besides doctors happy, and with all the contented things. I can't give funny answer on this question, because it is always in my mind. This thing. That's it.
But you are doing that already.
This is 24/7.
You already have the superpower.
That's true.
Thank you.
What is the secret talent that you have that nobody knows?
Secret talent. I can make any person my friend. If I wish and if I decide that this person should be my friend, I can make it happen.
I can
The
vouch for
example
Wow.
it.
the example is yeah.
That is a superpower. What do you consider your biggest blessing in life?
You want funny answer or real answer?
Real answer.
Gratitude.
Mm.
That is the only thing which is the biggest thing I learned from this work. That is gratitude. Importance of being human, having that life with us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that concludes
Thank
our
you.
quick 5 questions. And thank you so much, Yajurvendra,
Thank you,
to answer
Vinay.
this. And it has been a really emotional interview for me and so much to learn from you. Thank you so much for doing this. And I'm so glad I could be a part of this. And I'm super excited for this conversation.
So I wish that you should visit Deepstambh Manobal project. That would be more fruitful, useful, and impactful for you. Yeah.
Trust me, I'm planning to.
Yeah. Thank
I'll
you,
give you a
Roshni.
call soon.
Thank you, Roshni. Thank you very much for everything. Yeah.
Thank you. I never thought that, there are some stories I knew already, and still today, my heart just can't take the stories. My eyes well up when I hear them.
Yeah, yeah. So before we close, I want to ask you one more question. What is that one change you want to see in our society today?
I have already given this answer actually in different contexts, but there is a Marathi poem, and it is Manasane Manasashi Manasa Samavagani. Means human should behave with humanity. It's so important and it includes everything. You know, be you. Behave like a human because this is such a great blessing. There are so many animals on the earth, but you are only you. So behave like a human. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
So, Yajurvendra, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Roshni, for letting me co-host this with you. And with this, we put an end to our podcast. Thank you so much, listeners. And you can listen to our episode on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Please click and subscribe for every new episode that comes in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Roshni.
Thank you.
Start.